Well, congratulations. I thought this movie was wonderful.
Thank you.
Has anyone broken their hip in real life?
I have, yeah.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. So,
That's what
that was like a softball question for me. Yeah. Me. Yeah, I broke my hip. It was bad.
And then wrote a script about it.
And then I wrote a script about it, which was great. And got made, which is a miracle. But yes, I did that when I was in my 20s. And so I remember the doctor in the hospital being like, "What did you do? Like, this is not normal." And I was like, "Thank you."
And when you were writing a script, did you ever envision someone like Karen would be, playing?
I could never dream of that. I don't have aspirations like that. You don't dream when you're down so low. But it's like honestly a most incredible thing that she directed it and Karen acted in it. Both of them made it the most beautiful movie.
Oh, thanks.
Have you broken any bones in real life?
I
Not
haven't
hip, but
broken anything.
You haven't?
knock on wood.
All right.
Yet. I mean, it's possible I've ruined my shoulder from the last fight sequence that I did. Because now every time I try to do this, it hurts.
Oof.
Maybe I should get that checked out.
That sounds bad.
Look at that.
I know. It's been like that for 2 years. I should do it.
Karen.
I know.
Okay, and then have you broken anything?
I have not, actually.
You haven't either?
Well, I might have broken my ankle, but then we didn't do anything about it.
And now it's fine.
Yeah, I'm okay.
I did this in my 20s. It was
Oh.
a fractured
Ouchie.
dislocation, going up for a rebound in basketball.
Oh, very
course.
cool.
Oh,
Very
that'll
cool,
do it.
though.
It's not that
That's
exciting.
Yeah.
Don't give me too much credit. But could you talk about your performance and sort of if there was anything you drew on, whether it was Anna herself or anyone you channeled in particular, playing Louise?
Yeah, this has been one of my favorite things to perform so far because, well, first of all, Anna is such a great resource because she's lived through this, and so it was like a perfect starting point for me, like the real deal. And so I spoke to her, and then I was like, I need to also inject myself into this a little bit because it feels like that might just be good for it. It feels like I had license to be sort of as strange as I wanted to be. And so I would say that this performance is pretty close to who I am in Anna's situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. You didn't hear it, but she just called the room Chillerama. It's
Oh,
a little
God.
cold in here.
Love that came back
So,
around.
yeah, it definitely has
Yeah, she's
parts
got
of
her stuff, too.
Yeah. We got some weirdos over here.
3 weirdos on a couch.
It's a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
And Lisa, when you were making this movie, I mean there are some. I mean the whole movie's wonderful, but there are some standout moments. Like that diaper scene with Margaret, and I was curious. Of course, you were in that scene. I mean, were certain scenes with Margaret trying to pull that off? I mean, were those particularly challenging? I mean, a diaper with grown-ups, or maybe not.
I wouldn't say it was challenging for me. I feel like they were so remarkable in it that they, and they were so game for it all that it was like, it was a joy kind of to direct them in that.
Oh, that scene was so fun. When I was reading the script for the first time, that's when I knew I was like going to go after this role.
Yeah.
I just thought it was such an iconic scene. I hadn't seen in anything
it's
before.
fantastic.
And just so well written. I loved it.
Yeah, I have a baby at home, so it's like putting a baby, but that's a baby,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
even acting it, I didn't know if you were standing there with a diaper, with,
I was
Yeah.
wearing it.
if that was just a whole different level.
No, I have a baby now too, and that's where diapers belong.
Right.
But I actually lived that scene with my mom. I put on a diaper in order to make her put on a diaper, and it's funny, adult diapers, they really try to market them to be a little
They're always like doing sexy
sleek.
poses.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that.
Yeah, it's like,
I didn't know that. That's
yeah. Go check it out in the diaper aisle. No one will think you're weird.
funny. No, I didn't know. That's funny. And, her Polish banter, I was curious, was all that, did she sort of have free range where you were sort of like, oh, do what feels right, or did you have a particular...
She definitely
Yeah,
like
she
put her
definitely added
input.
to it. I mean, the dialogue was written in the script, and we had a translator translate it to Polish. But then, I mean, Antonina was I mean, Margaret was perfect in like finding subtle nuances about how Antonino would say that, and you know, certain people don't say things in these ways, or like adding little moments. Yeah, so she definitely like colored that dialogue a lot.
She and the translator Maya, what's that?
And
Right?
Maya, yeah.
Like they both really helped out.
Yeah.
Like being just like, oh, this is actually the more, and also
Michelle
really
also
helped out.
Michelle, who
Oh,
played
yeah.
Sylvia, it was also Polish, and so it was fun watching her and Margaret on set. They kind of immediately had like a bond,
Yeah.
and yeah, and she also helped with a lot of like, you know, little dialogue, adding little moments and ideas and stuff.
Nice, that's awesome. And Karen, I actually interviewed Jermaine earlier this year for Ricky Stenicki, and he's hilarious.
yes.
Yeah, I'm just a huge fan of his.
He's so
you know,
funny.
Yeah, I want to see that
stand-up.
film so.
Oh yeah,
much.
he's great. I mean,
Because I
he's
was in
great. and
Australia
everything.
with him while he was filming that.
Oh, yeah?
I was filming some Sleeping Dogs.
Oh yeah, oh, yeah, those were both. Oh yeah, small world.
I know. I ran into him in the gym. We were living in the same apartment
Oh, my
block.
God.
What are the chances?
That's hilarious.
He brought so much like great energy, but also talent and thoughtfulness to the set. And I
Yeah.
always say that like I would be in Video Village like watching Karen and him just joke between takes, and I'd be like, I want to. It's a funny joke. Like I wanted to be friends with both of them.
Yeah.
Really badly. I mean, I was friends with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
So did you sort of like befriend him? Was it sort of like? It seemed like maybe you were running into each other even before production of this movie. even.
No, I
Or
met
no, that
him-
was maybe not. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
ago.
after.
Oh, yeah,
so
right.
I had never met him before, so I met him on this film and was
Wow.
just immediately like, this guy's great. He's
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah.
And just really enjoyed acting with him.
Yeah.
He's such a brilliant actor and such a funny performer and person.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah. And you have, I mean, talk about iconic scenes. I mean, no spoilers, but you have that funny, bedroom scene towards the end of the
Yes.
movie.
Yeah.
There's a very unsexy, sexy. Get ready.
But I thought that
Girl with
was
a broken
so.
hip.
But I thought that was so like real, and I think a lot of people can relate to, even if you haven't been, in those exact circumstances, just like, with your partner or whatever,
Yeah.
and just
Yeah, I think
not
trying to
how it
make it
looks.
work.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I think
That's
it's great
exactly
to
it.
see something that's real and messy and clumsy and not
Yeah.
sexy. I mean, that is sadly the truth, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Or is it just me?
And when you were, Lisa, making this movie, I mean, getting ready to shoot it, did you, I don't know, like, sort of revisit, and are there any, like, throwback movies that you kind of were, like, finding yourself maybe channeling accidentally or
Oh, yeah.
referencing, or...
I mean, the cinematographer John Deminel and I kind of went through a lot of like shot examples and things. I think we wanted the film to kind of feel timeless because it's about these two different
yeah.
generations, and to not feel like it's in a specific generation's viewpoint. So all the stuff that we referenced kind of had that timeless feel. Like we referenced weirdly Blue Valentine, even though that's a much sadder movie than this movie.
I can see that.
Frances Ha, even though it's shot completely differently. I think the kind of like integration with New York City in Frances Ha is something that we
Yep.
kind of emulated.
Was Hal Ashby part of the conversation?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
definitely. Yeah, being
that's
there
interesting
and-
because I was like, the pacing of this edit reminds me of Hal Ashby.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Thanks, Karen. Nice.
Yeah, the kind of Cat
Karen,
Stevens
a quote
vibe
on
to it.
our own movie.
Yeah,
Like, from
Karen
Karen.
Gillan, just all quotes from
It
the movie.
reminded me of Hal.
Yeah, yeah.
That top one's from
I'll
me.
put it all over the internet. Don't worry. That's
Thank
what I'm
you.
here for.
Cool.
No,
Yeah.
that's great. That makes sense. And yeah, I think people like, I mean, there's so many movies in LA about LA, and I think
Yeah.
seeing New York movies like this, I mean, it's going to be a breath of fresh air. So.
Yeah, I mean, we all spent time in New York and loved
It was a
that
dream
city,
to
so-
shoot there. It was like,
best.
yeah, it was the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And I was going to ask Karen, I mean, looking ahead, I've heard wonderful things about the life of Chuck. I was curious if, and I heard, you spoke about it, how it made you cry, and if there's
Yes.
anything you'd like to share about it. I'm a huge, Stephen King, Mike Flanagan fan.
Oh, well
so-
then this film is for you.
I know, seriously.
What's interesting is that it's not really horror.
Right.
If you know the short story, you'll know that. But it's beautiful. I feel like he's created a masterpiece. Like, it's something, I've just never seen anything like it before.
No.
It's sort of experimental and just gives you an existential crisis, but in a way that you want and like. And I just cried for days afterwards, and that sounds really dramatic, and I'm fine. But it just was one of those that like really stays with you for a long time.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to see it again. And Elisa, I also meant to ask you, with this movie, I mean, Anna wrote the script, but did you find, any sort of, like, when you were reading this script, like parts of yourself or like your own story in it? Is that maybe part of why you wanted to?
I mean, absolutely. I think hopefully it's meant to be something that a lot of different types of people can relate to, whether or not they're a 20-something living in Greenpoint. It's kind of about all the different messy stages of life. So personally, I mean, I was a messy 20-something in Brooklyn, so I definitely related in that sense. But yeah, I think there's a lot of, stuff about growth and finding yourself and not feeling ready for certain stages when they hit you and all that I felt was very relatable.
Her mom has a saying that she told me kind of in the time
She's going to be so excited.
of the time of when I was going through a lot of stuff, which is that it's deeper bowls take a longer time to fill.
Yeah.
And so that's
So
very
we call each
comforting.
other deep bowls. a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. It's very comforting when you feel like stuff is kind of a mess.
Yeah.
That, maybe it's just taking time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I'm going to remember that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
And I was also going to ask Karen, I mean, like, having done Guardians of the Galaxy, is it sort of refreshing to do a movie like this where you're, hobbling on crutches? It's just something wildly different where, like, you're not, saving the world from destruction, things like
It is. It's nice to have variety for sure. Like, my job is always the same though. Like, I'm, whether I'm in space or on Earth playing a normal person, I'm just trying to do it truthfully.
Yeah.
But like, there is something nice about a small indie film. You get through so much material in a day. You really find your groove, and you get to just, I don't know, like, playing a really badass character means I have to suppress a lot of my natural things, which I love doing, and it's exciting. But with this, I just got to let all of the impulses go and not look badass and look like an idiot. And I love doing that.
And you sound like a natural Brooklynite. The accent.
I thought you
Really?
I thought you were saying that she sounded like a natural idiot.
That's just me mumbling. I did not say that. Going on the record.
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, no.
Yeah.
Brooklynite. I'm a Brooklynite.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, cool.
And you did it in Sleeping Dogs too, the American accent.
I'm always American.
Yeah.
I'm always bloody American now, aren't I? You need to write me something
good at
in a
it.
Scottish accent.
I think, yeah.
Noted.
Okay.
You don't seem that enthused.
Well, I just feel like there has to be a Scottish writer that would do that better.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
You just
I just lost a job. Yeah, I got
Oh, what have you got? Actually, I played groundskeeper Willie's girlfriend in the new Simpsons.
You
Oh,
did?
wait, I saw that. That's amazing.
So I got to use my Scottish accent.
That's huge.
That is so cool.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys.
That's a dream.
That's
Oh,
Being on the
bucket
Simpsons?
list.
What
check.
the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
it's
if
wild.
that gets up to recurring, then you can
Oh my god, that would be so cool. Come on, Simpsons.
yeah. I'll put it out in the air too. I'll make a
you.
few calls.
You got to make a lot of stuff
Yeah.
happen after this.
Yeah,
To
I
manifest
know.
that, you have to go.
Yeah, you
That's
got a
my
lot
work.
of jobs to do.
Yeah, for sure. And Anna, for your next script, I mean, or something you're working on already. I mean, do you hope to do something that's also more based on your own experiences, or do you like to maybe for your next thing do something wildly different? Or
I think what Karen was saying with variety, I think
Yeah.
it's but you also stay the same. So it's like whatever you're
Right.
doing,
Job
there
stays
should be
the same.
truthful
Yeah.
stuff in it. There should be authenticity in it.
Yeah.
Which is why I honorably declined the Scottish job because I am not
That
trying
was
to
very
steal a
honorable.
job from a Scottish writer. But yeah, I think definitely write everything I write is personal,
course.
but some of it could take place in space. None of it has so far.
But it could.
But it could. It could.
She's down.
Yeah.
And what about you? is there a genre you want to direct that you've had your eye on that you think maybe hasn't been explored, or like a subgenre or something that?
I mean, I'm kind of similarly open to kind of any genre. I'm kind of into the idea of doing like a thriller or something next.
Yeah.
I feel like we threw in some like thrillery moments in
Yeah.
Late Bloomers.
Yeah.
You got that in
And,
you.
Yeah, I'm like ready to try that.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Well, cool. Well, I can't wait to see that. And but in the meantime, congratulations on Late Bloomers. I thought it was
Thank you.
wonderful.
Thank
Was
you.
that the title all along,
Yeah.
Late Bloomers?
Yes, my friend called me a late bloomer.
I've been called that.
You have? Aw.
Because, like, it's a long story. It's not that interesting.
like to hear it
Everyone just
someday.
got taller before me.
Yeah.
And
No,
then
that's
just
so
little
real.
little things like that.
Yeah,
around.
my husband is like that. He was
Yeah.
small till high school. Now he's a very tall
Very
person.
tall.
Yeah.
But he's still got that small.
My wife would say the same.
Yeah. The big brain. And I didn't mean to say small and point to my
Oh,
head.
well
Yeah.
then I can't.
No, just like, I think it's the best combination. A tall person, but didn't have the confidence of a tall person growing up. So they actually have humility, and they built their personality.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Enough said.
No, it's a great title, and I can't wait for everyone else to see it. So
Thank you.
Thank you
Congratulations.
so much.
Thank you.
Great to
Thank
see
you.
you again,
Yeah,
and
you too.
wonderful to meet
Great
you.
to meet you.
Let's do it on the next one.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank you so
wonderful.
much.